Hello everyone, I'm going to demonstrate my notebook that I built for my data visualization class. Objective was to use a multidimensional table dataset and include 5 attributes in an idiom. My topic for this was exploring most used words when women made headlines. The dataset initially had records from 2010 to 2021, but I pre-processed the data to consider only 2021. This notebook interests my curiosity as women barely make headlines, and if they do, what theme is it mostly in? I'm gonna give a walkthrough of this notebook and how to use it. So first I have introduction as to what you can do with this notebook, and I have built a visualization interactive dashboard using Tableau and Vega Lite for data exploration. So in this Tableau dashboard, I have given choice for the user to select country and probably compare what words appeared most in which theme across country. So frequency by headline is calculated by frequency by count, and word rank frequency is relative to how many times a word has appeared in the data set. So user can select multiple values, or if they want to see individual countries distribution of words, they can do so. And the insight from this visualization was the most dominated word across all the countries was first, as we can see here. And in the next visualization, this is also built on Tableau dashboard. Here I have given option for users to play with the themes. So you can select the theme, and the words based on that theme will be populated, and you can differentiate the countries by their shapes. And as we can see, the word first was dominated across all 4 countries, and if you select a different theme, is crime and violence, and then you can see the words that had more frequency pertaining to a country. To explore the data to build the above visualization, I have used Navio, and I have built few visualization in Vega Lite to just sort of know more about the words that has appeared in the dataset and what are their distribution. I also have built the pie chart to see what is the composition of the dataset and what theme appeared most, and also a bar chart to see which country had the more record. Like you can see, India had the more record, which is not surprising, but what is astonishing is that there were more records of empowerment in the data set than female stereotype and crime and violence, which is really great to see. So now moving on to the problem abstraction of visualization using Tamara's grammar. So my target audience is anyone who is interested in learning about gender issue or media representation of women, and a journalist, activist, or an educator who is trying to explore the relationship between gender and how the media represents female. And it could also interest people in media to sort of analyze the way they portray women with the headline. So the first task we have is the data abstraction. I have provided insights on the dataset availability. My dataset is static and it is of the type table. Mostly my attributes are categorical and quantitative, as the objective was to include a 5 attribute idiom in the notebook, and this idiom represents the same. It has 5 attribute, which is like theme, country, frequency by count, words, and then word frequency ranking. And my made up insights initially when I started working on this was that I assume that headlines featuring women will tend to focus more on the female stereotype. It will we will be more likely to see words such as beautiful, sexy, or diva than which says that pilot or first or record breaking and something like that. I also one other made up insight of mine was that the headline concerning women will tend more to be on the crime and violence or more on the glamour side than the empowerment. But it is good to see that that was not the case. And my other made up insight was that UK and US will have more headlines of women empowerment than stereotype, considering that we saw first like half black president, vice president, and even in the UK there was a female prime minister. And my last made up insight was India will have more headlines concerning women stereotype and crime because that is what we saw dominating the news mostly. Moving on to the task abstraction, why? This is done based on my made up insight of what I assume. And here I have listed out the actions and target that I would require to do to explore the insight and see if they're actually correct. And moving on to the how of what idioms I have used various idioms in this notebook. Mainly it's scatter plot, bar chart, and then a pie chart as well. My marks are points and lines. I have tried to represent difference in the data by using different channel that is position on common scale as to what is the frequency of word of a certain word compared to the rest others. And uh, channels like length and color hue are length is used to indicate the most appeared attribute in the data set, and color hue is used to differentiate words. And across this notebook, shapes are used to indicate different countries, and area again is used to see which has the more composition in the data set. So that is all for this notebook. I have also done a little bit of pre-processing in to fit the data for visualization purposes, and hope you like this notebook. Thank you.